Tesla absolutely crushed it as far as the Q4 report is concerned. They've they released the earnings report today, and then there was a conference call. Elon was once again very calm, very much back to a good leader in the CEO shape. He didn't make any crazy promises. As a matter of fact, he kind of was very vague in some with some questions where he used to be like, yeah, we're gonna make promises and all of that stuff. He was very calm. I really like that. I'm gonna go over everything that happened. I think it's about 12 or 13 things that I have on my list that I'm going to go over, but overall the phone call was almost boring in the good way, about how like kind of a common professional and just this was really good, especially with the numbers that they've released. This was great. By the way, if is your first time watching this channel, this is where we do electric cars and Tesla news every day, so don't forget to click on the subscribe button, and if you already have the bell notification icon over there so don't miss anything moving forward. All right, so let's start going over some numbers, but first you can see for yourself that in after hours trading, the stock has once again skyrocketed. Check this out. It finished at about 580, which is already crazy, but now it went all the way to about 650 in after hour trading. So that's probably what's gonna go open tomorrow, which is like beyond. I mean, remember when the stock was like $200 and people are like, whoa, this is but 300, 400, 500, 600, is it going over? I mean, this is insane. But a report like this it only justifies, I think, all of the hopes and confidence in the stock and the company. So let's go over this. First and foremost, they did make a profit of $105 million. Nothing huge, but it's a profit. 133 million of that came from the green credits that Tesla sold to other manufacturers. There's nothing new here. They've done it a lot. As a matter of fact, I believe they have like a $1 to $2 billion worth of stuff that they're going to be selling to PCA in the next couple of years in Europe, so expect no revenues from that, but it looks like their profits essentially came from that. Again, nothing wrong with that. Everyone's playing the same game. The revenues, they beat the expectations of the Wall Street at $7.38 billion. The expectation was a little bit over $7 billion. Depending on where you look, right, they'll kind of have a different expectations, but it was around $7 billion. Earnings per share also just completely crashed at $2.14. The expectations were way below $2, 1.62, but again, some people said 1.77. But it was definitely, I mean, just completely crushed it. Now, we should note, I don't mean to pee on anyone's parade here, but overall for the year, depends how you do the accounting, but for the basic accounting for 2019, Tesla still ended up losing $862 million. In other ways, how you do accounting, they actually made a few $1 million, but overall, this is all trending into the right direction. Now, let's go over some of the things that they promised. They say that the next year, this year, 2020, they're targeting 500,000 cars. If you remember, in 2019, they've sold 367, a little over 367,000 cars. 500,000 probably is very conservative again, and this is what I'm liking about Tesla a lot lately. Under promising and over delivering, they're probably going to beat that number. They're saying that their Shanghai factory is already at 150,000 cars a year capacity, and their Fremont is about 400,000 to 500,000 capacity. So overall, it looks like they should beat that, and that's just great. Model Y news. There are a couple actually. One, they said that they were able to get better mileage out of the technology they already had. So I believe they were promising 280 miles, but now they're saying it's going to rate at 315 miles. They've updated the configurator for that, but also, as expected, they've already started the production, expected by many rumors. Originally, they promised that the production will start at the end of this year, but they've started the production, and they're saying that they're going to start delivering these cars in just a couple of months in March, which is great news. Again, under promising, over delivering. this is good stuff. Another news that again, it was relatively expected, but Elon did say that Tesla Model S most likely to cross 400-mile range probably this year, just because of the battery technology improving. There was a question during the conference call whether or not Tesla is going to be moving Model S and Model X to 2170 battery cells, but Elon said the ones that they're using for the S and X are, good enough. And he didn't even say good enough. He said the technology there has improved just as much as with the 2170, and they're very happy with it. As a matter of fact, it probably will go over 400-mile EPA range this year. All right, of course, there was questions about Cybertruck, so let's move on to that. Of course, before that, a quick reminder that this video and this channel is sponsored by Byton. Check out their all-electric SUV called M-Byte. Join myself and over tens and tens of thousands of other people who have reserved this car already. It takes $0, absolutely no deposit required, just about a minute of your time. Go to the description of this video and reserve your Byton today. All right, so let's talk about the Cybertruck. Not much news there. Elon just said that they are going to be selling it as many Cybertrucks as they can. So they're very confident. They're pleased with all of the reservations. Again, I would not rely on the reservation number because Model 3 reservation holders mainly did not come through. It came from the outside of that reservation list, most of the Model 3 owners. In this case, you only have to put out $100. So a lot of people like myself just said, listen, I'm just going to put $100 and then we'll see. So I wouldn't rely on that, but they're very happy with the reception that the Cybertruck received. So they have high hopes on it, but there's no major news or promises. They, some of the analysts tried to get that out of Elon, but he was pretty tight-lipped, so which is good, which is really good. So that was good. Now their CTO did warn against Q1 profit issues. They said, listen, we're expanding, we're still building up the Shanghai factory, finishing up Berlin factory, and he actually mentioned coronavirus. That's right, the virus that's kind of breaking out of China. It looks like the factory is going to be already mandatory closed there, and they don't really know how many different suppliers that they have in China are going to have the same issues, and how many weeks of delay they're going to have. They said a couple of weeks of delay, but they said, hey, listen, this will probably affect our profits as well. They also mentioned something interesting. They also, when they were talking about the expanding and how much money they're spending, they just flat out said that they're just spending it like they're just the night out at the strip club. They're just literally spending as much as we can reasonably. So whenever they've seen an opportunity to expand either customer service, well, I don't know about customer service, but superchargers or factory, and they're doing it. So it's that was a very interesting statement, I thought, but it looks like they're just going for it. Things are going very well. Why not do it? It's all of this news were pretty exciting. Now, he did mention that the full self-driving development is behind. He promised that it's going to be feature complete by the end of the year, pending the approval of the regulators. However, he said we're probably a few months, probably 2 months away, and it's kind of like they're like, what does it mean? Well, it means that in most cases that your car should get you to work without any interruptions or human input. Most cases, so it was really vague. All we know is that they're behind, but you know what, looking at the progress as great as it's been in 2019, I don't think this is anywhere near being perfect, but they're probably getting to level 3 pretty soon. So I'll be interested to see what the new updates are, but they are behind. Now, insurance, and literally in my notes here that I'm looking at, it says insurance blah. They brought it up, some of the analysts brought it up, and apparently they are really, there was not much of a feedback except for they're trying to expand outside of California, because right now it's California. They didn't give any numbers or goals or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I don't see that many people excited in the community. I mean, I run one of the largest Tesla Model S owners group on Facebook, and I don't see too many people when they're talking about insurance saying, yeah, Tesla insurance is the way to go. They did talk about how they will start implementing data in their decisions and rates, and how insurance could be one of the biggest profits for Tesla in the future, because you lease a car for $500, but they need $200 worth of insurance, so it could be a significant portion of their income, and I believe them. But at first, they have to have a competitive rates, which I don't think they're at yet. Now, he also talked about a Tesla solar roof, a solar glass. I guess they call it glass roof. The names change. I don't know why it escapes me, and I'm pretty sure all of you will probably flood the comment section with the correct name. But he promised a lot by the end of the year. I think it was 1,000 units per week. Obviously, it's not that yet. I think maybe it's 100 installation a week or something like that. I've heard a report, but they're still trying. They're saying that they're working with the roofing industry on this, and trying to get maybe some new developments to just start getting solar roofs, just for the brand new buildings, which is not a bad strategy. But again, there wasn't that much news there, and not much numbers. Again, it looks like they're behind there as well. All right, semi-truck news. As we know, they already said that they're going to be making them in a limited production, but now they said why. Not that it's a surprise, but it is a concern, because they're saying, listen, we need a lot of battery cells for the semi-trucks, and we only have so many. Panasonic factory, the Gigafactory is not making. There's a supply issue with Panasonic. Obviously, we've reported about it many times, and it's been in the news for a while now. So it does make sense that if you want them producing a lot of semi-trucks, they'll have to produce less Model 3 and Model Ys. They still believe that Model Y, by the way, will be the most sold Tesla once the production ramp up happens, full force. Now, last thing I want to mention is that they did say that their software is where they're really hoping to make a lot of profits, and it looks like they're already making a lot of profits, and it's because software is relatively cheap to make, right? You don't have to have a factory to make a software, just a bunch of laptops and smart software engineers. Now, I know Volkswagen and many other companies have not figured that out, obviously. As a matter of fact, if you haven't heard, there's a bunch of Volkswagen ID3s that were already manufactured, just waiting on the parking lots for the software to be written and installed. That's how behind Volkswagen Group is on their software. But Tesla is very much ahead. So selling Autopilot for $7,000. That's good profit margin. Obviously, selling packages like acceleration boost update that they're starting selling, it's pretty much free to them. They just flip the switch, and of course the connectivity that they're now charging for, and the supercharger rates that they've set, and now a lot of people are paying for it. Maybe not so much to make profits, even though I don't see anything wrong with that, but to compensate for the expenditures and whatever money they're spending on energy and of course building of those superchargers, which has been a huge differentiator between the Tesla and everybody else, though Electrify America and Ionity have been getting up there, and definitely building a good infrastructure for a non-Tesla electric vehicle. So overall, this has been an amazing quarter for Tesla, and overall 2019 has been a great turnaround year for the brand. They're now profitable. I don't think too many people are going to be questioning. A lot of short sellers are leaving, and overall, and Elon Musk is no longer behaving like a 5-year-old. He is now once again acting like a good leader, a great CEO, and things could not be going better for Tesla. I think there are quite a few things that they got going on for themselves this year that will continue, having their stock climb up. Once again, consumer confidence, I think, is going to be coming back, and way more people are going to be really considering Teslas and overall electric cars. I think this is just great news for all of the electric cars. And of course, yet another wake-up call for all of the industry, for all of the legacy manufacturers, saying, look, you can make profits while making great electric cars. So what's your excuse? All right, well, of course, I don't want to say that no one's doing anything about it. Of course, there are a lot of startups like Lucid and Byton and Fair Future, and the legacy manufacturers like Volkswagen, Audi, Porsche, and so forth, that they've made a really good attempts and probably will genuinely compete with Tesla in the next few years. Let me know what your thoughts are about this about this Q4 report. Are you happy? Are you very happy? Are you super happy with it? I think those are the only three choices you have. Of course, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, this would be a great time. Click on that subscribe button, and if you already have, click on the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything moving forward. All right, looking forward to your comments. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.